All right, thanks for joining us again. This is Lawrence from the Performance Ranch. Coach Brendan here. We are going to take you today through mastering a push, right? So whether it's a push-up, it's a chest press, it's a shoulder press, it's anything that requires us to push something away from us here in the vertical position. So first things first, we got to go over the push-up. That's probably the most commonly done exercise, and it's also probably the most commonly done wrong. And the reason why it's done wrong is we use a lot of our upper traps, we use our neck, we use our abs to do a lot of the movement, and I say abs as in you drop those abs down. So ideally what we're looking for, I'm gonna take you to the ground, in the push-up, ideal position is we're looking at the body staying completely level and straight. So we have a couple of ways to teach that. First things first, I'm gonna demonstrate what I wanna see. In a push-up position, I like to get my hands about a little wider than shoulder width apart. As I go down, my elbows are gonna go out at about a 45-degree angle here. They're not gonna be tight in here, and they're not gonna be way up here, because then I use too much of my upper trap. So as I do this, I'm thinking about creating tension through my lats, through the backside of my body, and I'm thinking about my whole body staying straight. So first things first, I'll get out, I'll start up on my knees so I kind of know where I need to be. I'll engage my core by pulling my abs in. We've worked on this in previous videos as well about breathing and getting that ab to tuck under you. We're gonna make sure we get those body completely locked out and straight. Whole body should stay straight. You should see my ear, my shoulder, my hips, my knee, and my ankle in one straight line as I go down, and I'm gonna breathe out as I come right back up. So it's breathing in, creating tension, breathing out. So again, if this is too challenging, I take people right to their knees. If I start seeing this position happening or this position happening, then I make it a little easier for them by putting them on their knees, shoring that lever up, create the same type of tension, breathe out, come all the way up. So we're gonna start with Coach Brendan here on the floor, kind of coach him through it. All right, so I like to do with Coach Brendan here, we're gonna work on just a kneeling push-up first, so he kind of knows what the pattern is. Again, we're gonna take you the same way we would take a client through this. We screen this out from the very start with our functional movement screen. The trunk stability push-ups, one of the tests on there, so we know instantly if they have a core that's working appropriately or if not. And then if they don't, that's okay, we're gonna teach them how to do that. But we're gonna use a dowel as a guide here. So we're gonna go down to a push-up position. I'm gonna get Brendan to kind of come forward with his hips a little bit. Go ahead and move your hands forward just a tad right there. And the reason why I got the dowel, I want to give him some checkpoints. I want his hips, his shoulders, and his head to all touch this dowel. That's automatically going to pull his neck into the position it needs to be in. You can even pull your chin in a little bit more, your chin in. There you go, like that. Now go ahead and breathe in, come down. I'm gonna hold the dowel just so it can stay in place. Breathe in and breathe out. Try to keep that head down just a little bit more when you go down. There it is. And as I see this, everything's staying in position here. Gonna go down and right back up. Good, gonna rest real quick. So we know he got to that checkpoint. So the next phase is we're gonna do the same exact thing except your legs are gonna be straight. So get in the same position. Go ahead and start with that head back, chin tucked in. Again, longer lever, again, especially Brendan, he has very long legs here. So I want you to flex his quads as well to get those knees straight. There you go. Go ahead and breathe in, go down. Breathe out, come up. Good, let's do that 2 more times. You can see the straight lines gets maintained the whole time he's doing this. No time does he lose that neck with the head. There you go, going to rest. So, if you can't do those appropriately, doing the chest press on the bench, trying to max out your bench press, whatever, is not gonna be what you need to do. You gotta master this first. You gotta master the push-up because that's gonna be your core, that's everything there. So until you got this down, then graduate from this first, then you move on to the bench. You're gonna see your bench press go up, you're gonna see your strength go up as you get stronger from the core, because lying on your back and pushing up isn't just about your chest, it's actually about your whole body engaging through the ground. So we're gonna do that now. We're gonna go into the chest press using the bench. All right, so we're gonna go over everybody's favorite Monday exercise, and that's chest press, because Monday we know is chest day. So because of that, we're going to lie on our back and get my mic out of the way. All right, so first things first, we're gonna grab our weights. I like to start off with the weights right on the knees. The reason for that, so you can get a little kick to yourself. Flat on your back, we're gonna go up. Now, my main thing I'm thinking about is keeping my whole body intact with whatever I have. So I have my feet solid on the ground, I have my back flat on the bench here. My abs engaged, I'm gonna breathe out. Sorry, breathe in, breathe out as I press up. Breathe in, breathe out as I press up. When I'm done, bring my knees up, bring the weight up. Makes it a lot easier to get in and out of that bench. But first things first, as I benched, my elbows went exactly the same position as we did with that push-up. So Brendan, going to try this now. We're gonna make sure everything's intact as it should. Again, we know he has a very good push-up, so now this should be pretty easy to do. Well, those are what, 125s each hand? We're gonna go feet flat on the ground, abs are in tight. We're gonna breathe in, get those elbows down to the side of you, good, and then up. I want you to even turn those hands a little more in the neutral position. There you go. Breathe in, breathe out. Good work. Again, let's do 2 more. As you notice, as he's doing this, a lot of breath work's happening. He's using that core, he's using his whole body. Last one, good, we're gonna come all the way up. There we go. Good, so we did that because it's everybody's favorite exercise. We wanna make sure that graduate from the push-up to the bench press. Very fun, very easy to do, right? We gotta use that core. We can scale this now. Now we can start doing things like making it single arm, alternating. We can even do single arm. So I'll let Brendan demonstrate a single arm here. Whichever one. Those are 50s. Well, those are a little more than 30 pounds. Go down. All right, so now same thing, same exercise, but we just took out half of the balance. So go ahead and come down, breathe in, breathe out. Now he's gonna be feeling a lot more through the core as his body wants to basically fall over to the right. He's fighting it here. Good, we're gonna switch sides. You gotta be equal on both. You don't wanna do 3 in one and 0 in the other. Good. And again, as a coach and as a client, again, we're looking at, is there a difference? Is his body having to compensate more? Is he doing other things there? Good, come all the way up, perfect. So we're gonna come all the way up again. Go ahead and stay on the bench. We're gonna do the same exact exercise now, except now I'm gonna have him slide over a little bit. Even challenge him a little bit more. So we're gonna go right hand. We're gonna have you slide over to the right side of the bench. So I'm bringing his spine over a little bit. There we go, feet flat on the ground still, driving through the feet. Go ahead and breathe in and breathe out. Now you can see how the hips really have to work even more here. So again, we haven't changed weight. We haven't made it any harder. That's usually everybody's first thing to do, right? Let's make it harder by adding more weight. Going to switch. All we did is change his position. So by changing position, you're actually going to challenge him even more, especially as an athlete. He needs to be strong in those rotational type of patterns. There we go. Again, you can see he's really starting to drive off that leg. You feel this left side is starting to work? Good, and press. Perfect. So we're done with that. Again, you can do the same thing with an incline, with whatever else, right? So chest press out of the way. The next thing we're gonna work on is a shoulder press. So going into the shoulder press next. The shoulder press is, again, another pushing exercise. It's something that's more we refer to as a vertical press, right? It's gonna go up over a head. Sometimes people are restricted to the shoulder, so we'll scale that a little bit. But the way we get around the shoulder, especially if you have any issues going on, is we get you have you use a kettlebell. And the reason why I use a kettlebell, because you can saddle it behind you. It's called the carry position. My wrist is locked out and straight. It's right behind my wrist. When I press over my head, again, thinking about all the things we were talking about, again, in those other videos, the split squat position, this is probably our number 1 base pattern that we go out of. Hips are level. I'm actually gonna lean into it, and I'm gonna press my arm with my hand straight over my head. I'm gonna bring my bicep towards my ear. Not my ear to the bicep, but my bicep to the ear. Right back down, back to this carry position, breathe out and press. All right, so as I press up, the weight automatically pulls my shoulder back. I'm creating tension through my core, coming right down. Not very heavy, again, we're not trying to max out here. We're trying to be efficient with the movement. So we're gonna have Brendan get in and get to this position. We're creating stable hips, perfect. So he remembers from that last video we shot. Good, keep that in the carry position a little bit more. So here, wrist straight. And I want you to get this in front of you now. So this is the carry position. Now you're gonna press from there, get that bicep right to the ear as you press up. Good, and right back up. Now try to keep that head aligned. Imagine there's the dowels on your back, right? Push straight up again. There you go. So now his head staying in position. As you get to the top, try to lock your elbow out. That's the goal we're working on there. There you go. Breathe out. Good. Remember the wrist is straight. Lock out that wrist. Oh, like this. Touch, click all the way down. So get the wrist locked out this way. Like that. There you go. So we're trying to work on that wrist being completely locked out and straight so he has more tension in there. Good. One more time. Good. So how does that 17-pound weight feel? A little more challenging, right? Because he's doing a lot of things with it. He's creating tension with the grip. He's really working the shoulder as he does this pattern. And he's actually having to create a range of motion through his shoulder in a rotational pattern. That's how our shoulders work. Everything's rotated. So if you think about throwing a baseball, you think about some of those movements, as you come through, everything is rotating. So swimming, you're coming up and you're rotating through the shoulder. That's why we work on these single arm, single pressing type of movements here. Ready? Let's do it again. Hips are level, lean into it. Breathe out and press. Good. Come right back down. Get it right into that carry position. There you go. Breathe out and press. There you go. And as he comes up, he's going to try to show you, bring your wrist and point it forward as you come all the way up. Sorry, your palm of your hand. There you go. So now you got that rotation through the shoulder. One more rep. Good. And right back down. So the main goal about that, as he did this, again, we kept it light mostly because I don't want him to use his core. I don't want him to be going up and pressing and doing this to get there. I want him to stay in control the whole time through his hips as he presses up and finishes here. So this is the pattern we're looking for. Thanks for following along in these videos. I hope this pushing video was inspiring for you and kind of show you some different ways to really work on your upper body strength, especially in the pushing pattern. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you want to hear next. We take these comments very, very serious. We want to know what you want to hear, what you want to learn about, and just thank you for sharing and following along in these videos.